$725 billion was spent on this, and it's projected to top over $1 trillion by the end of 2025. Can you guess what that is? Well, I'm calling bullshit on all this today, and we're going to get into it. Hey, butthole breathers, how you doing today? Yeah, as you can tell, I'm a little feisty over this, and we need to be talking about this. We need to be pulling the curtain back as medical professionals and really diving into this. Why? What's going on? Why is so much money being spent, but so much money is being made on chronic pain? What is going on here? Are we being duped? So here's the deal. I want to propose something to you. This is something I use with all my professional athletes, celebrity clients, CEOs, like everything. And it is not being talked about enough. So you may have heard of the gut-brain connection. It's real. There's science. We need to be talking about it. And that is where your gut biome can influence your brain. So your anxiety, depression, all of that does have a correlation to your gut microbiome. So if you're not nutritionally managing that, managing your inflammation, we can get symptoms of our moods and everything else. Crazy, right? Well, I also want to talk about something that we aren't addressing as a society, but your pain and stress relation. And everyone's like, well, of course, we're all stressed out. We're all stressed out. Okay. Why aren't we talking about it? Why do I go to the doctor or patients come in and it's whether they're going to my office, someone else's office, whatever. And they're like, okay, can you please rate your pain 0 to 10? 10 being puking, throwing up, taking you to the hospital. Thank you. But we don't have a stress scale. Like, what's going on? What is going on, people? And I want to know what that is for you. Like, are we at an 8 or a 10? Have you lost your job? Have you been sick? Like, did you get in a fight with your partner or your friend? Are you having to move? Is it just a high financial load right now? Or maybe there's such thing as good stress. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you're about to go on a vacation and you have so much to do before then. Maybe you started a new workout. I mean, there is good stress too, and I want to hear about that. I mean, professional athletes are under good stress. Their job is a workout. Construction workers under a good stress, their job is a workout. We need to be addressing this and making it a component of our treatment, because if you are stressed, this affects how your body responds to pain. This affects your pleasure centers, whether they're on or off. We talked about it in the last episode. But this also affects the rate at which you heal. If you're constantly stressed, it's going to take us longer to heal, and you can't get out of that fight or flight mode, versus if you're able to drop yourself with a 30-second reset or whatever that may be and be like, okay, I can get myself to that rest and digest parasympathetic mode to turn things off and really let my body have a good bedtime routine, really have my body or give my body that chance to heal appropriately. And that's chemically too. So your stress directly affects the chemicals in your body, which means it directly affects your inflammation, which means it directly affects your ding, 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 pain. Yes. Mic drop, right? Psh. But we aren't talking about that. We aren't talking about that because we live in a society where it's just, how stressed are you? The more stressed you are, the better. I've been guilty of this. Like, yeah, I got this. I'm so stressed out. I work in a really good stressed out state. The more the merrier. Let's work 14 hours a day. Can I cram one more patient in? I've been there. And then it bit me in the ass. If you've listened to this podcast long enough, you can go back in the episodes and see my story of burnout and adrenal. And like, literally my body got sick from stress with a mystery illness. So I'm so passionate about helping you. And I'm calling bullshit that we're not talking about this. You know why we're not talking about this? Because it doesn't really make money. I can't sell you a magic pill and really fix this. You are going to have to take accountability to help yourself a little bit here. And there's not magic pills or injections or anything to be sold for big pharma to make a bunch of money. So that's why we're not talking about it. It's another one of those things. What do they call it? Like, oh, that's so crunchy. That's so voodoo. Oh, that's my favorite. Yeah, the other day I noticed I was peeing myself again, like just a little leak. And I was like, all right. We need to figure this out. We address there's a lot going on in their life, stress-wise, good stress, bad stress, all of that. And even as they were talking, they were holding their breath. And I was like, whoa, you holding your breath is costing you stability. Let me say that one more time. If you hold your breath and you're not breathing throughout the day, people think it's funny. It's not funny. It's costing you stability. It's costing you your nervous system being able to calm down. We need to breathe. We need the oxygen. We need to be utilizing the correct muscles to breathe on top of that. If you're just chest breathing here all the time, you're shutting off your pelvic floor. You're creating trigger points throughout your body because it's trying to stabilize. And it's as simple, it doesn't have to be this complicated, fancy workout. It's as simple as breathing. And I have that free Breathe Out Attention series. I got you. There's 3 different scenarios. So go download that. And so I was just like, girl, we need to breathe. Let's do our breathing. So we started there. And then we realized the stress component. So we weren't even breathing in the stress component. So we had to, backtrack. And healing's not always linear. We have ups and downs, we ride the wave, but we want, the falls to not be as big and to catch it in the beginning. If you are struggling with an injury, pain, ailment, stiffness, discomfort, it is way easier for you and I to figure it out sooner than later. It's not just going to get better, most likely. Like the percentage on that is minute. You are going to need to figure out what your body is doing to compensate that your brain put this pattern in place, that it's being exasperated or, flaring up. Maybe it'll calm down, but it's not going away unless we figure this out and retrain a different neural pathway to your muscle and nerves in your brain. That makes sense? And going on again about this stress, say you got in a car accident, got rear-ended. Of course, your body jolts. You may have whiplash. You may have a neck injury. But it's so funny because I still have patients who say they got in a car accident before I was even born, and that's why their neck hurts. And I want you to think about that. If they had whiplash and stuff and they were treated, or maybe they weren't treated, but shouldn't that healed on its own? No, there's a compensation pattern in your brain that you haven't even discussed. And the bigger component of that is the stress. The stress of that happening, woo! And it's not even like PTSD, but your nervous system was jolted. It was in a car accident and got rear-ended. And so if you haven't addressed the nervous system component, of course you're going to have pain every time you think of your neck because, hello, that hurt. So this is something that, once again, I need all of us to be aware. Share this with a friend. Just like the gut-brain connection, we need to be talking about the pain-stress connection and how vital it is as a component of your game plan to healing. So please leave a review, share with a friend, tag me on Instagram at Dr. Audra Lance, and let's get the message out there.